At a little over 3 in the morning on the 25th of October, an Israeli jet dropped two bombs on a chalet housing three journalists.
Hassan!
Ghassan Najjar, Mohammed Rida, and Wissam Qasim, killing all three in an attack that legal experts have said could be a potential war crime. A Guardian investigation found that at least one US-made munition was used on this attack on journalists. So the group of about 18 journalists had been staying in a town called Ibn al-Saqi for about 11 months. On October 1st, Israel announced its ground offensive into South Lebanon.
And frequent artillery fire.
And the town they had been staying in for so long was no longer safe, and they came upon Hasbaya. They decided it might be a good place to stay because the town, a Druze town, has no affiliation with Hezbollah, and it hasn't been struck by Israel prior to the events of October 25th. So for the next 23 days, starting on October 2nd, they would commute daily about 10 minutes away to a hilltop which overlooked the Israel-Lebanon border. One thing that we found out when we were talking to journalists about this hilltop is that it is within view of three different Israeli watchtowers. They have a type of camera that allows them to automatically track targets up to 10 kilometers away. The daily trip of the journalists to and from the hilltop, where their cars were clearly marked as press, should have been an indication to the Israeli military that they were journalists, not combatants. On the night of the 24th, an Israeli jet had dropped two bombs.
These are the people I've been working with almost every single day. We've all been doing our jobs here in Hasbaya. Israel didn't give any warning.
So about a week after the strike, we went down to the site of the attack. We wanted to find evidence of the type of weapons that were used. The next day, we get a call from the owner, Anwar, and he said he had stumbled across two pieces of shrapnel. We saw a picture of the rear tail fin of the guidance kit, as well as the internal section of the motor, which had a code on it, which indicated it was produced by a US-based company called Woodward. The weapon that was used a JDAM, and a JDAM is short for a Joint Directional Action Munition. It's a US-made guidance kit, which converts large, dumb bombs into precision-guided bombs. It meant that the Israeli jet selected a target, which was the chalet housing journalists, and then they fired two bombs at it in quick succession. The Israeli military said that it was targeting Hezbollah military infrastructure holding a Hezbollah terrorist. Our investigation found that none of the journalists at the site were anything but civilians. This isn't an isolated incident. The Guardian managed to investigate one instance of journalists being killed in Lebanon, but at least 129 journalists have been killed in Gaza, and 6 have been killed in Lebanon. Most cases have gone uninvestigated. The situation of journalists reporting both in South Lebanon and in Gaza has never been more dangerous than it has been over the past year.